Hi, my name is Dr. Karen Bender, and I'm here today to talk to you about something that's affecting many of us, and that is excessive stress. I want to share with you 5 strategies to help you manage your stress, including one way to help rewire and rebalance your nervous system so that you're more resilient in the face of stress. Before I do that, I want to just explain that stress isn't always bad. It is something that we evolved to help keep us safe and to motivate us. It only becomes a problem when it becomes chronic and excessive. That's what leads us to become more vulnerable to things like anxiety and depression, as well as many other diseases, which is why it's so important for us to manage our stress. The first strategy I want to talk to you about is eating a healthy diet. Primarily, there's many ways that your diet affects your ability to handle stress, but I'm going to talk to you specifically around eating enough fiber and reducing your simple sugars and carbohydrate intake. What these things do will help to manage your blood sugar so that you don't have these low dips of blood sugar that can cause you to be more irritable and less likely to be able to respond in a way that you want to when you're faced with stress. The other thing that eating a high fiber diet by eating 3 to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day will do is will supply the fiber that is needed to keep your gut bacteria healthy. It's found that when your gut bacteria are healthy, you're more likely to have hormonal balance, and it also has many different ways that it affects our ability to handle stress and our mental health. The second thing I want to talk to you about is exercise. Now, it's well known that regular exercise helps to relieve stress, but I just want to point out a few different things that you can do to get even more benefit out of your exercise for stress management. One of those is exercising outside. There's been a building body of evidence showing that spending time in nature helps not only to improve your immune function, but also helps to manage and relieve stress. The other thing is exercising with someone that you care about, or with a friend or a loved one. What this does is it helps to make it more enjoyable, as well as having somebody to help keep you accountable so that you're more likely to continue with your program. Which leads me to the third thing that can help relieve your stress, which is building a strong social support network. When we have a strong sense of connection and community, when we're faced with trials and stressors in our life, we're less likely to feel alone and isolated, and we're more able to respond to those stressors in a way that is healthy, as well as we have people we can lean upon for extra support. The fourth thing I want to talk to you about is getting adequate restful sleep. Now, we've probably all experienced a night where we didn't get enough sleep, and the next day we found ourselves being more irritable, less able to think and concentrate well, and just generally unable to handle whatever stress that we encountered that day. Latest research has shown that kind of explains why that might be, which is that sleep, one of the main functions of sleep they're finding is to help the brain detoxify. So if you're not getting enough sleep, it's quite possible that your brain is not adequately detoxifying, and that's affecting its ability to function during the day. So if sleep is one of the things that gets in your way of managing your stress, it's something I definitely would want to talk to you about and help to optimize. Now, the fifth thing I was going to explain to you is how you can actually rewire your nervous system so that you're less reactive in the face of stressors. The reason you can do this is that your nervous system there's a concept of neuroplasticity, which basically means that your nervous system is continually adapting and changing in response to things that it encounters over and over again in the environment. So if you're more consistently in a state of stress response, your nervous system gets rewired, so to speak, in a way that makes it more reactive to things that maybe otherwise would not cause stress or activate that stress response. But luckily, there's also ways to rewire and rebalance your nervous system so that it's less reactive in the face of stressors. Many of these strategies are mindfulness and meditation-based strategies. And there's quite a bit of research proving this, and so maybe you've tried to do some meditation practices on your own. You sat down and you tried to do some meditation and you found it to be very frustrating because the concepts of meditation are a little bit abstract and hard to get when you're first learning. And this is a very common experience. It was my experience when I first tried to do some of these practices as well, which is why I like to use a technology called biofeedback. Biofeedback is a technology that lets you know firsthand and in real time the connection between the mind and the body. and how your physiology is affected by your emotional state, as well as how your emotional state and thoughts affect your physiology. How it works is there's a sensor that is hooked up to your earlobe that detects your heart rate and your heart rate variability, giving you real-time experience of what it's like when your nervous system is in harmony and balance and when it's not. Once you've experienced this a few times, you get a better sense of what it's like when you're in a state of balance, so that you can practice it on your own without this technology assistance eventually. I hope this information was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in my office to help come up with a personalized plan to help you manage your stress better and to try out this biofeedback. To make an appointment, you can call the office at 860-674-0111. I look forward to seeing you soon. Be well.